We are live to answer your question. I don't know if that popped across from Bunny King Hogs. How is everybody doing this fine Sunday evening? Beautiful weather out, at least by me. It's getting a little chilly, but the colors are outstanding. I don't know if that you have that in your areas, guys, but I love this time. It's like the best time to ride. So I'd like to welcome everybody. Already in the side chat, we already have about 45 people. So thanks everybody in the side chat for already joining us. And we're going international today. We actually have our first, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, guys. This is our first international guest, if I'm not mistaken. So first one.
It is.
So I feel special. So I'm going to do a couple introductions here, and I'm going to go ahead and kick it off, and then we'll go around. I'll let Bunny King Hogs, and then HTR, and then Bodean, and then we're going to get started. So my name is Colin. I go by Broncoride on YouTube, and if you don't know this, I'm from Maryland, and I ride a 2017 Ultra, which I've converted. It's actually a Street Glide Special, but my two friends in your boxes on the right have still called it an Ultra. It's not. It's still my Street Glide Special. So appreciate everybody joining. Appreciate the three of you guys in the chat or in the boxes right below me. Look, we're a little Brady Bunch going on there. So let me introduce you first, and I'll let them start it. Bunny King Hogs, and I've been pronouncing her name wrong in the beginning of the week. I was called her Caroline. It's actually Caroline, like Sweet Caroline. So take it away, guys. Introduce yourselves.
Go on then, young lady.
Hi, I'm Caroline, and this is...
I'm Brian.
Tag teaming. And so we live in England, and we both ride Harleys. I ride a Deluxe, and
I've got a Road King 2008. It's the 105th anniversary editions. So.
Oh yeah, mine is too.
Yeah.
I didn't realize the details.
We have done upgrades, but.
My favorite thing on my beach bars.
Yes.
So obviously, if you guys haven't had a chance to, make sure you go in the description and click their channel. It's a great channel, fairly new one too. And I'll let them talk about that in a little bit here. But they've done some great rides, and they've actually been several times in our side chat, and that's how we kind of connected. It was pretty cool. And talking to them this week, great people. So make sure you definitely check them out. So, Jack.
Check those, Colin.
Isn't that how they say that? That's our friends from across the pond.
Across the pond. I can't even. I'm not going to even attempt to do an English accent.
Yeah.
Go on.
Hey guys, good evening. I'm Harley Day Ride, good old friend HDR. I ride a 2018 moped special, 10cc cubic inch engine, and I just love it. Actually, no, that's probably not true. You might have seen me on a 2018 Road Glide Ultra that's owned by Mrs. HDR, and she doesn't want to drive it, so she allows me to ride around on it. So she's pretty cool. So, all right, but thanks and welcome everybody to the show, and welcome. Can we call you guys the Bunnies? Is that what we call you guys, Mr. and Mrs. Bunny? I guess.
They're like, no.
Look at his face.
No. I didn't warn you guys about HDR. I apologize.
You know what? Though? Bugs was a dude, right? So I can call you Bugs and her Mrs. Bunny. How about that? I'll send it up
instead.
I'll send it upstairs to Bob.
Why is it that as Americans we love the English accent? It's just something about it that I just love. So thank you and welcome, guys. I am Bodean 52, go by the name of Bob, and I have a 2018 Ultra Limited, kind of like Colin's, but his is a 16, and also have a 2000 Road King. So glad to be here and welcome.
Again, guys, our format, as we've been doing every week, we're going to have 3 questions for everybody. Then we're going to have 3 specific questions for Bunny King Hogs, and then we're going to do some rapid fire. Bob's also going to be question boy. And just so you guys know, if you noticed from previous streams, I have an OCD about a couple things, and one of them is things being level. He did this on purpose where he tilts the frames in the background just to piss me off, and he knows it does. So he's going to continue to have that crooked the entire time. And payback's a bitch, buddy. I'll get you back somehow.
There's an employee assistance program. You can talk to somebody about that.
Dude, I really need help. I know it's sad that I have it. So. All right. So you guys ready?
Yes.
All right. Again, the order we're going to do is we're going to have Bunny King Hogs start, then HDR, then Bodean 52, and then myself. So the first one, When you go on a long, multiple day rides, do you feel you have a detailed plan for your trip, or are you more spontaneous and let things happen as they do?
Well, okay, so we're actually quite new to riding. We've been riding for a year, and then we did our European trip. It is our turn, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I did your turn.
So I was just jumping in there. We did our European tour. So we did obviously a lot of riding in multiple countries, because
21 days.
We did 21 days and we did 11 countries. But no, we would just like
there was no plan.
We did. We said we wanted to go to Croatia.
Yeah, that was the only destination that we had in mind, was to get to Croatia. We didn't plan it.
No, so we'd wake up in the morning and then kind of pick a hotel and then ride to it.
That was about it, really.
Yeah, or sometimes we didn't even do that, did we?
No.
That was a bit stressful sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, how far is
picking hotels on the side of the road is not pleasant.
Yeah.
How far is Croatia from you guys?
In total, we did 3,700 miles over 21 days. So
nice.
1,700 miles.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
I feel a little inferior.
No, but neither of us are very big planners, are we? I mean, planning big ideas, but then to go down to the specifics of like, we are going to be here, here, and here this day, not so much.
No.
No.
Well, because of the trip, we didn't want to disappoint ourselves because of the virus.
Yeah.
So we just needed to be spontaneous. So even on the day, we were asking people, where should we go? You know, what's a good place to ride? So, you know, for example, when we went to the Harley dealership in the Netherlands, Holland, we we just asked the guy there, and they told us the best routes to ride. So, you know, we just followed directions.
But really. I think that's with Europe as well. I think that, you know, people shouldn't be worried about riding and over planning and things like that. It is so easy, you know, with those companies. I shouldn't really promote them, should I? But like booking.com and stuff, you can literally just get on and book something there and then. It makes it all so easy. Or like we did in Switzerland, we just came over the mountain pass and then thought, well, that looks good, and we just booked in there. So it's
very spontaneous is the answer.
Jack, how about you?
You know, there's one thing they were talking that we can't do here in the U.S. We can't say I rode to 12 countries, you know, in a week.
Not so much.
You know, not so much. I mean, we can go to Mexico or Canada.
You could cross over the border over and over.
Yeah, that's pretty cool to be able to do.
Back and forth, the same country, back and forth, right?
Yeah. But I don't know if you call your country, is that, or where you live, do you also have states? I don't really know. I mean,
no.
We have shires.
Yeah, but I mean, England's probably the same size as one of their states. So.
Yes, but we still have shires.
Okay.
Yeah, which each have their own flag and everything. So yes.
Yes, we do.
Pretty much have the same thing here because every state kind of has their own flag, right? So even though we fly under like one government flag, everybody does their own thing in every state. So it's kind of chaotic to say the least. But no, answer to your question is, I think we have a total miles for the day we want to ride, and we have places we want to see along a trip, but we have no set hotels or anything. We never book those because you just don't know what you're getting into. You know, you're riding along and see a big rainstorm, like when we went to Maine, and Miss HR said, look, we just need to stop because we're going to hit a wall of water in no time. So we just decided to cut that day short, get a hotel room wherever you can, and, you know, get a good night's rest. So yeah, I mean, there's a little planning, but not a very stern plan, I guess we could say.
Okay.
How about you, Bodean?
I just want to know, when Jack was asking about the states, I'm like, oh man, I hope they don't ask me that because I don't think I paid enough attention in school about other countries, right? I should know that. We should know that. So, you know what? I will tell you what, and I think Colin, you and I are at least a lot of the same way as that we're planners. But I think when it comes around motorcycles, I think at least on trips, while at least for me, I have a place I want to try to get to, but I don't get too hung up if I ultimately don't get there. So I guess I would say that I'm flexible with that.
I, as well, as pretty flexible. Bob, you and I are in the same boat. It's funny, like when I get on a bike, I'm not structured. I'm not. I love just getting on the bike and picking like a general area and just going to it. I mean, obviously, if we have a destination like last summer when we did the Allegheny Forest, that was a destination to get there, but who cares about the roads? I just did a trip on Skyline, which is in Northern Virginia, or excuse me, Central Virginia, and it's in the Shenandoah National Forest. Beautiful area. I just basically went south and just started following different roads. And then at the end of the day, I was just like, well, I'm going to just stay in a hotel because it was getting late. Instead of trying to head back home and get home late, I just ended up trekking down to a hotel. And those are the best trips. I mean, I had zero plans, and I love doing that type of stuff. That's like the best. Bob, I don't know if you caught this or not. And Bunny King Hogs, just so you guys know, or answer this question, where in the UK? I think Toby asked that. Where in the UK are you guys located?
Sheffield.
Sheffield. So for us geography challenged folks, how far is that from London?
Do you know Manchester from Manchester United?
Yes.
So we're about half an hour, 45 minutes.
Yeah, 45 minutes.
45 minutes from Manchester.
So
okay.
we're about 2 hours north of London by train.
By train,
That's
yeah.
cool.
I can't about, yeah.
Okay, specifically for you two, I think I've got to laugh about this. So we've all been educated by you this week with all the different words in your area. Now, I'm going to let you guys try to explain some of these words because you had to me. Numpty, sod, arse, heather, and plonker. What American words do you guys hear and say, what the hell is that?
So
That's just what she calls me, to be honest.
Which one?
At least.
I wear my dress.
When I talk to myself, so numpty, sod, arse, and plonker, if I'm referring to myself, or me an idiot.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, I've heard it on your videos because you called someone a plonker. I'm like, well, what does that mean?
Just idiot, really. And numpty. I think numpty's Scottish. Heather's
Numpty and plonker are the same? Numpty and plonker both mean basically you're a jackass?
Pretty much,
Wow,
yeah,
that
something like
sounds
it. Well, yeah, but you are a bit of a jackass.
Just want to make sure. So is there any words you guys hear in America that kind of you say, what is that?
What is that? There's words we giggle at.
Yeah.
Like when you say fanny. That's not bottom for us.
Yeah.
That's a pack that Jack wears. It's called a fanny
Yeah, I
pack.
was gonna say, that's what Jack wears. He's probably got one on right now.
He puts his mascara and stuff in there.
But to me, to us, if you say a fanny pack, that means like a vagina pack. Like,
I don't know.
Oh, sorry. Woman's front bottom. What did you say?
You make a bit of a plonker now. Just stop.
Every household has a different name for that.
So is that what you get there? You say, I want to poke your fanny.
Pretty much.
That's kind of how I'm translating here. I'm trying to, you guys are pretty far away.
I think
Jackie, learning quickly.
You can't so you can pinch somebody's bottom, but you can't go up to somebody.
Yeah, if you pinch somebody's fanny, you're going to get a slap.
No, you get more than slap. You'll be arrested.
You'll be arrested for
So fanny means front butt.
Yeah.
Front butt.
Front butt? Did you just say?
Front butt.
Have you ever seen their front fallen?
Oh, I'm so embarrassed now.
Now, Jack, remember, you can't say fanny.
We did get a good education the other night, though, didn't we, guys? When we were talking to them, it's like, wow.
This may be the funniest stream we're ever going to have. I see it right now. That is for sure.
Another thing that you guys say, so for us, pants are underpants. They're not trousers. So,
yeah.
Like if you go, I've got a hole in my pants, you're talking about your underpants.
Yeah.
You're talking about your undies.
Your underwear.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, so when you refer to pants, we think of something different.
So when the store here says I have to have pants on, I just have to wear underwear in. That is so cool.
Yeah, so yeah, if you say you've got to wear pants. So for us, it's
You'll
like,
pitch
well,
up and-
okay,
yeah.
we'll wear underwear.
Yeah.
There are people saying that they will never be able to see a fanny pack the same way again.
You'll see them just the way that British see them when you guys say it. Although we do have them, but they're called
Bum
bags. Bum bags.
Yeah, we call them bum bags.
Pouches.
Did you say fun bags?
Bum. Like
Oh,
bum.
you said fun bags.
You cover your bum.
Can you guys just fly over and spend like a week with us? Just
We're trying. You won't let us. In the
I
country.
think my hardest, what I struggle the hardest with is your cooking terms, your vegetable names.
Zucchinis and all that.
Yeah, so like courgette
Yeah.
is a zucchini, and an aubergine is an eggplant, and things like that. So that's what confuses me.
And you guys say gas when it's petrol.
Oh yeah.
You got-
Yeah.
You know why we don't use petrol in America? Because most people can't spell it. We can spell gas. That's exactly why.
And how they do it is motorcycle instead of motorbike. We say
Yeah.
motorbike.
I
Yeah,
like
we
motorbike
get
better.
motorbike.
Motorbike, yeah. And you
Motorbike, you don't say motorcycle.
When I was in grade school, they wanted to change to the metric system in the U.S. and they found out it was too difficult. Nobody understood it, so they were like, "Hell with that. Let's stick with inches and pounds." So
We were talking about that because I think there's only 3 countries in the world that still use the imperial system. Everybody else is metric, but you guys have like a hybrid system. Because I was talking about, or you use kilometers, but you actually use miles per hour, right? Or mileage. I think but England's got like a hybrid type thing.
Yeah, so Europe uses kilometers, but in Britain we have miles per hour. So
Good.
yeah, so I was constantly trying to convert it when we were riding in Europe. So I think I got it right. Let's
You
hope.
got it wrong sometimes.
No, shh. I got it right every time.
The first punch of the night, like it.
but There's more coming. Don't worry.
Hopefully.
I'm buying my wife a fanny pack.
What did
You know,
say?
the one word you say in your videos, I don't know why I laugh the shite.
Right.
You say
Yeah.
shite? Is it shite? Is that how you say it?
Who says shite? Me?
You do. I've heard
Me?
say you're shite.
Shit.
Yeah, but you guys say it's shite.
That translates.
No,
Maybe.
Did I not hear it right? Maybe I was thinking of plonker. I don't know. I mean,
You got to stop age. You got to stop day drinking, Colin.
yeah, to be fair.
I gotta stop
You
daydreaming.
say a lot of bad words. I'm really sorry about that. But I just think he'll edit them out. So I don't think about the camera. I just talk. Like literally, I'll come back and dump like 4 or 5 hours of audio and video and go, and then he makes
Like, take care of it.
something. Yeah. And so I just assume he's gonna take out all the bad stuff, but you don't, do you?
It's too funny.
No, dude. No, good discussion, guys. So this one, I put Bunny King Hogs are our first international guest we've had on the live stream. How often do you watch other YouTube channels that are based outside your own country? And if so, do you guys have any favorites?
All the time.
Yeah.
Because we're so new, we're just kind of soaking everything up. Everything's exciting and it's great. And I'll come down in the morning and you've got YouTube on
I'm
the
just
big
watching
screen.
YouTube on the TV. So there's loads. I don't know.
Obviously, you three there, you're our favorites.
Yeah, you 3 are the favorites. We only watch you.
How do you
No.
say kiss ass in England?
How do we? What?
Kiss our.
Kiss. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kiss arse?
Well, remember, so it's not ass, it's arse.
Arse.
Ours. Ours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ass is dog.
And yeah. And
How about you, Jack?
My favorite that I've been watching like over and over, I can't get enough of, is this character, Bunny King Hog. It's Mr. and Mrs. Bunny, and the cutest things ever. I mean, they got the little ears and flapping around, and they are really good people. But
I wouldn't call those ears, but
there is another one I watch, and I know it's Bob's also.
We all do.
But I think Itchy Boots is probably one of my favorite outside of this country, just because somebody messaged me the other day and said everything she puts out is a documentary. So it's really good stuff.
Yeah.
So
Cool. And you guys, do you watch? What do you like watching? Oh, I'm asking the question. Sorry, Colin.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. Take over.
your host.
What about you, Bob?
That's okay. You're an upgrade, both of you.
Oh.
You know, I had to write this down because I didn't want to forget anybody other than you guys. I would say Itchy Boots for sure, $1 Million Bogan.
Yep.
You know, I think some of the smaller channels, Dad and Mad, who's on
Yep.
in the chat for sure, 2 Kiwi riders, and I started really watching the Harley Road Show, I think it is. He's awesome too. I love them all. I think it's super cool to see other places around the world. I'm still trying to figure out if I would not kill myself if I were on the left side of the road all the time. But I think that's the cool thing about YouTube and the community we have is you can see other stuff, and it's fun to me.
I would say the 4 you listed, absolutely. I mean, those, I think we've all talked about, and a couple, like, I think in our early streams, we talked about some different YouTubers, and how Itchy Boots came up, and $1 Million Bogan, and I think there was like several months ago, and then we start checking them out. We've met a lot of cool people. I mean, like, if you look at have you guys ever looked at like your analytics and seen like countries that people watch you are from? And it's, you know, you see like 10% from Australia and then 10% from England. I'm like, oh, that's cool. You know, like people, but I try to watch more and more international folks. I don't know if he's in the stream or not, but a gentleman by the name of Moto G Spot. It's a great name for a channel, by the way, but it's not what you think it is. But he's from definitely across the pond. So there's a lot of good international folks out there, and not just motorcycle related. There's a lot of good ones out there. So that's why I asked that. Now this next one, Bob or Jack, you're probably gonna smack me for saying this. Hopefully you guys understand this. Bunny King Hogs. Your channel name reminds me of a destination near Las Vegas. And to clarify that, I'm meaning the Bunny Ranch. How did you come up with your YouTube name, and tell us what it means?
Maybe that just points to a dirty mind, mister.
Yeah. How do you know this Bunny Ranch, Colin? Have you been there before?
I
How do
have
you know
not
it?
been there before, but Bob told me it was great.
How did we come? So it's just the names of our bikes, really.
Yeah.
My bike is called Bunny because it's the same color as a Duracell battery. So I figured the Duracell Bunny, it's Bunny. And then yours?
I'm just original, so I came up with King.
Yeah.
It's a Road King, so and then
It
you
should
got,
be called King, right?
there you go.
That's the idea of riding a man, don't you?
I do. I know what else I ride.
Oh, you hit her back.
No, yeah.
Hey, Colin, the survey in the chat is 10-1 that you've actually really been to the Bunny Ranch in Las Vegas, just so you know.
That's awesome.
So yeah, that's how we came up with the name. Bunny King
That's
Hogs.
cool.
Yeah.
It's a very unique name. I like it. It's kind of catchy, so I think it's really cool. So let me get back to my thing here.
The problem is if
All
we
right.
change bikes, then what?
So people know, how long have you been doing this?
Us.
um,
Since September was August, end of August was our first videos.
yeah. We did a video in July, and then
Like practice.
and then when we
videos.
came back from our trip, which was mid-August, then we started doing this properly.
Basically, she does the writing, and or you both do, and then she dumps all the editing onto you.
He does all the editing. So we both do riding, or so we were out today together.
Yeah.
Or I go out on my own because
It's just to get out of the
Yeah.
house, to be fair, you know.
it's like
Get
you're
out.
grumpy. You're grumpy. They're the cameras. Just bugger off.
Bob and Jack, why can't we get our wives to do that? You know, like,
Be
honey, I rode all day. Go ahead and edit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Hey, Colin, I got to admit, so the video that you put out, I think it was last week, where you went down the wrong way, and you had a little cuss section. I don't know what you call swearing, but it was hilarious. So thank you for keeping that in, because we were worried that was going to get edited. And if you haven't gone to their channel, you got to see that video. You will laugh for hours.
Oh, thanks.
Have you seen the latest one, Bob? There's
When
another.
they come out. No, I have not. I just saw the one she went down the wrong way.
There's another one in there right at the
Oh.
end.
You see, I really struggle with this because I've been riding for a year, so I'm quite new to riding, and so I make mistakes. So I'm very hard on myself, and then you just sit there watching it, laughing away, don't you?
Yep. It's entertaining.
I'm trying to learn to embrace it.
That's what we always say. Makes great video. When we were together, Bob said, "Jack, if you would have slipped over the hillside and filmed it, that would have been great stuff." So we look at it the same way. I mean,
We don't care about your safety. It's
No.
all about the video.
it's all about the viewers, right? You got to.
I would have crawled down, Jack, to the bottom of the mountain and made sure to get your GoPro and devices off so I could put the video on.
You've been passed for your YouTube channel.
I did film Brian. Where was it? Was it in Austria, or it was in the Alps somewhere? And he'd lost the drone, and he had to climb down this really, really steep mountain to try and find it. But I was down at the bottom because he was doing like a zizzy shot. So I raced back up, and I filmed him just crawling up this hillside.
Thanks for the help, wife.
Yeah. So I did that.
Nice.
Collins lost a drone too.
I did not. I almost did, but you guys saved me.
When he flew it over a place that'll put him in jail. But other than that, he got it back, right?
The whole time Bob's saying if this thing drops in the water, it's going to make some excellent footage. And he's filming everything with his GoPro.
I had to go to my bike and get my GoPro out so I could see the crash, even though the guy was distraught. I'm like, this is good video.
Yeah.
I'm like, guys, freaking help me. So I'm having all three of these guys look up in the air to try to find it. They finally did, and we brought it down.
Cool.
That's because you're an excellent pilot. That's why.
Dicks.
Brian had a panic, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I bought a brand new drone and almost lost it in the lake.
Oh,
As it was in Switzerland.
It's
And
really
he was
cool.
literally sitting there shaking,
I
weren't
was,
you?
yeah.
He was like, oh, and we were just watching it go down. That water was freezing because there was ice everywhere. Even though it was
I'm
the middle.
diving in.
Yeah.
Not ready to do it.
Yeah, I was like, I've got to go.
I'm diving in.
We managed to get it.
All right, this is for everybody. How much you guys follow the Harley-Davidson corporate news, and does it impact you in any way? And what I mean by this, there's a lot of topics going around recently on YouTube. You hear all about like Harley sales. You hear about the whole thing with $1 Million Bodean and everything that's been going on with him, and like kind of Harley's response to it. So I just want to get you guys' take on that.
Us first?
Yes.
Yeah. Nothing's changed.
Sorry. Yeah. I mean, I don't really follow it, but I also think that there's a lot of hype over nothing, to be fair. I mean, they're just a company at the end of the day. I think Harley, they only made a loss for their first time in like the second quarter this year, and that's it. They've never made a loss before then. So it's inevitable when a new guy comes in, he's just going to change everything out and cut things. It's the easiest way to make profit. Again, is just cut things down. So I don't think Harley's in trouble. I just think they need to focus again on their market, but it doesn't really impact me in any way. We get whatever bikes are sent here, to be fair. It's not like you make them here. So it's, yeah.
No worries. Jack, how about you?
I think pretty well. Here's what I think with the new CEO. You were just talking about that. I'll call you Mr. King now. See, I got it focused. But I look at Harley now. The reason they're waiting until February to bring out bikes, they want to see what all the other companies are doing. And they're going to start mimicking that stuff. I mean, like throttle response, electric windshields. And I had a guy, well, they already got the traction control on there. So I think they're in a bind with these other companies because these other companies are getting leaps and bounds in front of them with technology. And you guys know you have Harley-Davidson GPSs. Mrs. HR said that the other day. We were sitting on the bike. You turned it on, and you can have a good cup of coffee before it comes up, and it's ready to go.
And that's true.
That's just something that they need to update, and they need to get this stuff more on track with today's technology. So that's just my feeling. I think the new CEO will do fine. I know you can't read all the fake news on the internet, like, oh, they're preparing it to sell it. Who are they going to sell it to? Polaris? I mean, Polaris isn't going to try to fight their own Indian brand. So that's my thoughts.
I worry about those things I have control over, and I don't have control over what Harley does. I will tell you that the $1 Million Bodean thing kind of got me a little ticked off, quite frankly, because he's such a good guy and does such good things for people that I think their response to him kind of stinks, but I don't worry about it, to be honest with you. So, and I'm like you, Jack. I don't disagree with you about what Harley's doing, because I think they're behind. I do, though, think that the delay is as much economical right now in not putting out new models, but I could be wrong with that, right? So, or a combination of maybe both, right?
I mean, the bad thing overall, though, just it's hurting the dealers. If you go to your local dealer, we had a dealer here that was going to shut down because they had no motorcycles to sell. He had a 78 Harley to sell and maybe like an 83 dresser, and that was about all he had. So he said he's going to maybe shut down. I said, your T-shirt business is doing well, so they did stay open. So that's good.
Yeah, because we all have like 100 of them in our closet, right?
Right, over $1,000.
I think with Harley, you know, they've got the biggest market share out in America, and it brings a lot of hate. It brings a lot of, because when someone's up there, they focus on a lot of the little things. And, you know, Harley's been having some troubles. They have. I don't let it impact me. From a business standpoint, Bob, I kind of agree with you with their new CEO. I mean, he's only been in position a short while. You know, the previous one was there for many years, and obviously they had they didn't have, you know, some great years within that. You know, from a business standpoint, we'll see. I mean, I think Harley's marketing department needs a major overhaul. That's my biggest take. I think from a marketing standpoint, I've always been a big believer, and a lot of people feel this way, that I think they don't utilize different types of social media to their advantage. Whereas I think if they were more focused on creators that would drive a brand, you know, whereas Indian is doing that. You know, Indian's getting out there and trying these different things with different creators, and really kind of like supporting that, because word of mouth is everything, you know, because, I mean, think about this. How many people absolutely hated the live wire when it came out? Mm-hmm. Every single person says it's all about the $30,000 price tag, and it is expensive. But once you get on that thing, you realize that bike is incredible. It is probably one of the most fun bikes I've ever been on. I test rode it several months back. Does that mean I'm ever going to buy it? No. Who did a video on it today? I was just watching it. Shade Tree Surgeon, I think, did a video on that today about electric bikes. And, you know, internal, I think he said, like, basically the bikes that we have now are going to be around forever. It's just a choice. And so, you know, I don't get hung up on it. A lot of people are very passionate about the company, which is great. I wish the best for them. You know, right now I'm very happy with my bike, and I enjoy the camaraderie and the relationships I've made because of that bike. You know, I met you too, and it could be any bike, you know, nonetheless, but still, that's my take on it, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
first time in a long time.
You did say something funny about you had a lot of fun, and people were having fun on the $30,000 electric motorcycle. I had a guy message me today, and he said, HDR, you know what? I'm having a blast on a motorcycle. And he said, I bought it used. I paid $8,000 for it. He said, I'm having a great time on it. So that's the thing. I mean, if you're making $300,000 a year, then, you know, that 30,000 is like a drop in the bucket. But a lot of people today in the world just don't have that.
No, I agree.
You know, so, and it's not a touring bike. You know, I guess you can go 125 miles, have to stop for, you know, 3 or 4 hours to recharge it. How long does it take to get a tank of gas? 10 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, I think technology down the road, and you'll see more EV bikes.
Yeah. I always wanted to build an alternator into the back axle, right? So as it's going, it should charge itself. I mean, I don't know why they can't figure that out, but
I want that to like make a fridge and then put a hose in my suit and cool me down.
Somebody does make a cooling seat. Is that Mustang? It heats and cools. I did see. Yeah, I don't know. You can cool your Aris and your fanny at the same time. It's remarkable.
Last question for Bunny King. So with the normal climate of England, do you guys find the two of you ride more during a certain time of the year, or you spread it out?
If you ask us in a year's time, when we
Wait,
when we've had more of a season, we can let you know.
So yeah, no, I think we try and ride all the time. I've got some electric heated gloves now and a vest, so I can go out for time. It's just the length of time you can go out for before you start getting cold. Yeah, really cold. But I haven't even put my screen back on yet.
But definitely during the summer, because
we'd be out for longer.
And it also stays light until about 10 o'clock at night. So you can finish work and then go out for a 4-hour ride. It's not a problem. Yeah,
whereas here it's starting to go dark.
Whereas now, winter time,
6, isn't it now? And then by Christmas it'll be like 4 o'clock. It'll be dark.
Yeah. So.
It doesn't snow in England that much, right? I don't think it does. Correct?
It's become less and less. Yeah.
Not compared to you guys.
But not like you guys. We might get a dusting of snow and then it just disappears within a day or two. So
cool. So before we go further, Bob, do we have any questions?
We do. You ready?
Yep.
One, a comment. Does England have Sheetz gas stations?
No.
What?
Okay.
Well, they do have Wawas.
Well, it's so you guys know we have an ongoing what is the best petro station, like I learned petro station in the U.S. and Colin is always wrong and I'm always right about that one. So who gets more nervous riding of the two of you?
Nervous.
Nervous.
Me.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think at anything I get more everything, don't I?
Yeah.
Everything. It's really annoying. But you get nervous watching me ride, don't
you? I have to follow because if she's behind me, I panic too much.
Well, no, I get really annoyed because you go so slowly and you put the brakes on. Yeah, so I go in the front. Okay.
Two more, Colin. Is there a lot of dealers in England? How many do you have close to you?
Good question.
Harley dealerships. We have
one in Chesterfield.
Yeah, within an hour's ride, we've got Manchester, Leeds, Nottingham. I'd say five dealers within an hour's ride.
Okay, awesome. And then a comment for HDR: your beard is looking good, natural. People are saying so. Congratulations, whatever that means.
Yeah, Mrs. HDR wanted me to look older so the young women don't look at me at work. That's her word, not mine.
Yeah, I'm sure that's it.
That is.
It's not working.
I know. She's like, anyway.
Wonder if that matches your fanny hair.
Well, let me see here. Hold on.
Hey, I'd like to apologize to our guests.
Had to get that in. So here's a question. I don't know if it was asked or not. Is it true that like international Harleys are a lot more expensive? I understand like the taxes and stuff, but like right now, if let's say, and I think the pound to dollar conversion, if it's something's like 20,000 pounds, is that equates to about $25,000 if I'm about, pretty close on that. But is it more expensive to buy a bike in England?
Well, how much would a new Road King be?
It depends, new or second hand.
A brand new Road King, guys. How much would that cost now?
20 to 22,000.
Yeah, 22.
New Road King here, just stock would be about 21,000 pounds.
So yes, so it's going to be more expensive because what's that equate to? About $26,000.
Yeah, but Europe is a lot more expensive.
Yeah, Holland was crazy expensive.
There was a CVO that they had out there that was 62,000 euros for the CVO.
And a euro is what about?
So that was about
$4 to one.
I don't know.
It's not.
So 62. Yeah, so that would be around 54,000 pounds.
Wow, so that'd be about $56,000 US.
Yeah. So to answer our question, yes.
Yeah, because the CVO, I just looked at one the other day. They sell for about 40 here.
Yeah.
That's insane. I didn't know it was that expensive.
Well, I offered the guy 40,000 pesos because I figured he won't know shit. I mean, it's
Did it work?
like I don't know what a peso is. It's like, yeah, that's good. I put the bag of pesos up. He thought it looked like a pretty small bag. He's like, get out of the store.
So anybody that wants us to help them with math or an accounting stuff, maybe we're not the right three guys. Just saying.
Oh, peso.
A peso is not. You know how cheap a peso?
If we went from England to Mexico and like what?
Yes, we're talking international.
That was good, dude. Oh, that cracked me up. All right, guys, rapid fire questions. Sorry. That threw me off. Okay, this first one is along the England route, and you'll understand when I ask it. So, because I've heard this before, cold or room or cellar temperature beer? What do you prefer?
Well, I'm really easy.
As long as it's got a percentage on it, she'll drink it.
Not whiskey. Yeah.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Is it true? I mean, look, I don't know. Is it cellar beers or I don't know what cellar is like. I think it's like 57, 58 degrees. It's warmer than refrigerated beer, obviously.
Yeah.
Is that normal in England? People go in and they drink like kind of warm beer.
No, I think it's more of a myth that the Brits drink warm beer. It's cold beers. It's always cold beers. Yeah. It's definitely cold beers.
Yeah, and the pubs are all cold, aren't they?
Unless they're selling so quickly that they become warm because they haven't been in the fridge long enough. So
it's not ice cold though, is it? It's not.
No.
It's not like brain freeze cold.
But yeah, it's definitely cold.
And for you two, obviously, I hope the answer is the first one.
Yeah, you remember putting ice in the garbage cans?
No, I said I'd drink anything. Like, I'm not joking. I'd drink anything. Really easy.
He said anything with a percentage of an alcohol content. Is that what it is?
Medicine.
Pretty much.
Matt, you should see me with some mouthwash.
So we did that's what we did at the hotel, right? We poured the entire ice machine basically into our sink.
Into the sink.
And that was the best.
And then we were carrying around a garbage can because they don't offer coolers at hotels. I don't know why. We had no fridge in our room. It's like, what the heck was that? Like a budget 8? I mean, no, it was nice. It was nice.
Wasn't it a Best Western?
Yeah, it was, but it was pretty decent.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Bob?
Who
Cold.
drinks warm beer? It's got to be cold. Come on.
It's cold for me.
You
Okay.
drink warm beer?
Got to stop. 1 foot or 2 feet.
Told you I drink anything. If it's warm, it's cold.
Well,
It's easy. Don't care.
1 foot or 2 feet. Well,
At a stop. 2 feet for me.
I'll tell you a secret. Can I tell them?
Oh, what now?
Every time Caroline comes to a stop and she puts her feet
no,
down.
I told you that.
Okay. No,
Okay, tell it now. You started.
she pictures that she's Superman.
Oh, you're really embarrassed. Okay, so wait. So Superman, when I was a little girl, I really wanted to be Superman when I grew up. And still. So you know how he lifts off and takes like he goes down.
So she takes off like Superman and she stops like Superman.
Yeah, so that's I like. I'm so embarrassed now.
You've got to get that on your next video.
Yeah, I'd like a cape.
Plenty you can see.
EKH.
That could be your next video's theme song. Who was that singing? Like, "Where Are You, Superman Now"? You guys know that song?
No.
Sorry.
What? So embarrassed. Oh,
Yes.
so now you'll know. Now you know.
Now you know every time you see her stop, she's thinking she's Superman. She
No,
puts 2 feet down and then takes off.
Just like pretending.
Yeah.
I think you need to get her a cape with Bunny on the back.
Yeah, because that way. So I had. Talking of cape, I had a jersey like this one, which is long, and I was wearing it at the back of the bike when we were in the south of France. This was before we got our bikes, and it got tangled in the wheel. So no capes for me.
Yeah.
Okay. Pretty good idea.
No capes.
Jack, how about you?
It all depends. If it's one of those slow stops, usually 1 foot. If you're going to sit there for a while to light, I'll put down 2. You know, like if you kick your bike in neutral, it's 2 feet.
For me, it's 2 only if it's gravel. If not, it's left foot down, right foot on brake.
I'm exactly the same way you are. Left foot down, right on brake. I rarely ever do 2. All right, this next one's a little odd. But I sometimes
have a question there. So you put left foot down, right foot on the brake, but doesn't that put your foot into oncoming traffic?
No, you're on the other side of the road. Ours would not be.
We're on the other side of the road.
Yeah. So when you put your left foot down.
Yeah, but they wouldn't be like down as in like slits, would they?
That's what they teach us here is don't put your right foot down, always put your left.
I see what you're saying. Our left foot would be in traffic.
Yeah.
Only if you ride with Bob. He rides close to the center line. I ride more over to the white on the other.
And my leg is like 10 feet. No, never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm a center line rider too.
Oh yeah.
And Bob knows most stop signs. I don't even bother. I just keep going.
Yeah. Usually only when you're in a neighborhood and there's kids around are you going through stop signs, Jack. I mean, in the country you stop, you know.
So I was saying earlier, I kind of sometimes have some strange rapid fire, and I was thinking of this. If animals could talk, what would be the first question you would ask?
I'd be really disappointed. I always go and talk to the animals every time I ride.
Yeah.
I always stop and talk to the cows. So I wouldn't want them to talk back because I like mooing at them. Yeah. So should they do talk back? You? Maybe go, come on. Every time you pass a field of sheep, come on. You go, man. It's not just me. No?
Yeah. No, it's not.
It's all right.
That might be an England thing.
If the cows are laying down, does that mean it's going to rain?
Yeah.
Well, they're always
Apparently.
laying down, though.
That's a wives' tale. But
No.
I think so. But it rains here, so I don't know.
Cows are always lying down because it rains here all the time.
Okay.
They get up. They roll down the hills to the milking parlor. Just roll them.
But in answer to your question, I would ask my dog why he sniffs butts.
A good one.
Yeah.
Nice.
He has no personal space.
No, he doesn't.
As soon as he sees a dog, it's straight to his ass.
Arse.
They show down Dr. Doolittle, you know. That's how they know each
They
other.
say hello, right, Jack?
That's how they say hello. But mine would be my cat all the time. I'd say, why do you keep licking your ears? You know, it seems like one of the first things you could lick, but he likes licking it. I don't understand it, but
I mean, if you think about it, dogs and cats are really kinky. I mean, they're like, if you could lick yourself, think about that.
Colin's like, if I could only lick my own arse, I would.
I thought we only had to have a mute button for Jack. Now we have to have one for you, Colin.
It's hilarious, Colin.
I would, for me, I would want to ask the doe that's in the middle of my backyard where his dad is right now.
The what? Sorry.
The deer. I like to ask the deer where the big ones are. The big deer are. So it's deer hunting season here in America.
Oh, okay. Do you go hunting then?
I do.
On your motorbike?
Yep.
I'm going to tomorrow. That's a great idea.
There was a show on. It was called the Bob of Anarchy.
I could see Bob having like the Road Warrior with the 2 machine guns.
With his crossbow.
And when the police show up to arrest me after I put the video out for firing off my motorcycle. But that's a great idea and a good video.
You say, you know what? They allow this in the UK. That's all you got to say.
Can't you use a bow and arrow then?
Pardon me?
Can't you use a bow and arrow then?
Certain times of the year, yes, and then certain times of the year we use a rifle.
So, but can you do that on a motorbike? You can do that on a motorbike.
You can't. You need both hands to ride.
No.
Well, not
No.
if straight. You said.
No, we sit in trees for that. But the motorbike's a great idea. I like that.
It is a good idea. I like it.
Oh,
Royalties in the post, please.
It could be like jousting. You know how they run into the road?
Colin,
It could be like jousting with
peaches,
a big.
peaches.
peaches. Inside joke, guys. All right. So to answer the question, I think if I were to see like a deer or a squirrel, I'd ask them do they ever like get together and talk about why they still to this day continue to run out when headlights are on the road? I mean, like, why did they ever talk about it and try to fix it? It seems like a pretty simple fix.
Yeah.
That would probably be the first thing I'd ask.
Don't do it, right?
Don't do it. I mean, like, just fix the issue.
Or the
They run out
squirrel.
they run out when there's headlights on the road. That's how they can see the nuts. They can't see them until the headlights are there. It makes perfect sense. I mean, if you think about being a squirrel.
Or Colin, the squirrel. What's the squirrel thinking when he gets in the middle of the road and sees you coming and then he goes back and forth? What's he thinking, right?
I'm about to get pummeled.
That's right. Oh, this sucks, right?
All right.
Like
Florian Midwest, thank you for the super chat. We appreciate that. Thank you very much. So you guys know, we've talked about this in previous streams. We are going to continue to pull all the super chats together, and then in a couple weeks we'll announce, we'll do a big winner on the side chat. So still haven't figured out how we're going to do that yet, but we are going to do that. So thank you, sir. I appreciate that. All right. Are you guys on TikTok?
No.
No.
Are you? Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Are
right. Jack?
Jack. No.
I can see Jack on TikTok.
No.
It's your good old friend HDR. Video.
Maybe I better start investigating that, huh?
Oh,
Yeah.
Bob.
I have a TikTok account, but I don't post to it. I just do it so I can watch. Honest.
That's what they all say.
You know what you said at the Bunny Ranch too? I just want to watch.
Don't judge me.
That was good, Jack. Well, that was good. Absolutely not. I've had people try to tell me I should get on TikTok. I don't know the first thing about it. I hear about it all the time, but no.
It's because you're old.
All right, Christmas lights. Do you go all in like Clark Griswold, or are you?
No, I always have fairy lights up, so I have them up all year round. I don't know.
What did you call them? Fanny lights? I didn't hear you, honestly.
Fairy light.
Fairy.
Okay.
You got Fanny on the brain.
I do.
Look out, Mrs. Broncoride. He's coming tonight. He's got Fanny.
Hopefully Lori's not listening.
He's taking a nap. We know what that means.
His future ex-wife.
I don't know who Clark Griswold is, but Christmas lights we have up all year round. As if you mean fairy lights. Yes,
Yeah, but I think they're referring outside.
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 The reindeers and the Father Christmas that we
right.
see.
No.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Sure.
Looking. Sure.
There's no one around us to show.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
So,
We live in a country, so
This question just popped in my head. I'm like, yeah, I'll ask this.
Yeah. Yeah, we
Jack, how about you?
we are not. We're just normal. We put a normal amount of fairy lights outside. What? That's my new thought.
Fairy lights.
Fairy lights.
Bob?
We don't go crazy, but I thought about doing it before, but the thought of getting on top of my house is to do that is not ideal. And I actually called a company out, and they do that apparently during the winter. Landscaping companies do that a lot, and they want thousands of dollars. It's ridiculous. So no, I don't put much out.
We used to, but we became more efficient. Have you seen those things? Those the places sell where it's like a spotlight and it like shoots the light onto the house.
I like that.
You know what I'm talking about? Basically, it looks like your entire house is lit up. We have like 6 of those spotlights, and so I'll just get an extension cord out and say, "Lights are done." But I'm not like Clark Griswold by any
we
means.
do have fairy lights on our bikes, though.
yeah.
Those are nice.
Lights.
The LED lights.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice effort there, Colin, for Christmas.
Oh, thank you. This one's fun. You ever bought your spouse a bra? Obviously, Caroline, you can't answer that.
Have I bought you a bra?
Well, maybe you can if you guys are into this sort of thing.
I do, because all the bras I buy are for, well, not all of
For
them.
me, yeah.
The ones.
The fancy ones, yeah.
you ever bought me a bra? No, he doesn't buy bras. I buy my own. For him, though. So, yes, I do buy him a bra.
I'll get her the voucher to go get the bra. So it's good.
I've always been told those fancy ones are called corner clothing. So the woman puts them on, they're on for about maybe 3 minutes, and they're pitched into the corner.
Yeah.
So that's the fancy ones, you know. But have I ever bought Mrs. HDR a bra? The answer would be no, absolutely not. Nope.
Does a gift card count?
No, he's talking actual bra.
Victoria's Secret gift card. That's how I purchase bras and give it to her, and she goes and does it.
Yep.
Now, we've all been married a long, most of our spouses, we've been together for, I think all four was over 20 years, correct?
Yeah.
You'd think you'd know the bra size of your wife. So I tried it once, and I went into Victoria's Secret, and I didn't know her freaking bra size, so I guessed.
Good call.
Yeah, it was a good call. Unfortunately, it was the bad call.
Yeah.
Because it was the wrong size, which you don't want to do.
No.
So I'm like, but I erred on the side of caution and went bigger, which is the smart thing. Like, oh yeah, honey.
Oh no, that's not smart either. Because then she can say, "Oh, you don't think I'm big enough? You want some big boobies?" And then she tries to say, "Oh, is my boobies too big? Huh? They smack you around, so I want them smaller." That's what they tell you. So you have to think about this stuff. Don't
Next question. Next.
card totally.
I have to ask you. So I've been in Victoria's Secret gift card. Do you feel a little creepy when you're in there?
Dude, I did. I actually did a video. This was like 2 years.
You did a video on Victoria's Secret?
I did a video on how it's like to shop as a male in Victoria's Secret, and like you hide in a corner, and like and then like when you go in there, there's like guys, and all the guys are in the corner looking at their phones.
But is that the same in the sex shop then?
No,
I haven't been to one of those, but Bob has.
No, in there you got to pick up
Well, of course
everything.
it is. I mean, so a friend told me. I don't know.
No, when you go to
Interactive displays.
when you go to adult shop, you have to pick up everything, bend it, see what it, wiggle it, see what it.
I think we should move forward on the next.
Why did I ask this question? Okay, next.
It's your question.
And Bob, correct me if I'm wrong. You told me a minute ago somebody posted a thing about podcasts, so I can try to find it, but I didn't recall what you were saying.
Yeah, just the three of us did a podcast, and apparently that just came out. Some folks listened to the three of us babble on for a while, so that's why I meant it.
I think you said it was Marshall.
Yeah.
I apologize, Marshall, if I didn't get your whole name right, but thank you. Yeah, we did. So do you guys listen to motorcycle podcasts? And if you do, which ones?
Well, for us, we're just catching up on YouTube.
Yeah,
we're still at the beginning learning about this.
We only just found out about you guys doing this, so it's like no.
You don't normally do.
Oh yeah.
Not yet. We will.
How about you,
Yeah.
Jack?
I have listened to Loud Pipes before, and you guys know he joined us in West Virginia at that meetup, so it was pretty cool to meet him. But podcasts, I'm kind of stuck on a lot of those new ones coming out about the like murders and all these different investigations. I think those are cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Bob?
For me, not a lot. Obviously, Mario, we were on his show and Loud Pipes, but other than that, I'm not a real big podcast guy.
Yeah, Loud Pipes are outstanding. I've actually rode with John and Rich before, and I was actually a guest on their show, like on their, 2 years ago. Great guys. They really are. They're very professional in what they do, and they're uber experts. And then we did the one with Two Wheeled Rider. So if you guys haven't checked either Loud Pipes or Two Wheeled Rider, really good guys. So, okay, a couple more guys, and we'll wrap it up. We can go into a restaurant or any short-term places. You lock up your bike, like for example, like on your fork, saddlebags, tour pack. You have one.
I'm a bit crazy. I have to park where I can see my bike when I eat.
Yeah, she won't stop
Lock
it.
it up.
You can see it. Yeah.
Like,
And then
I'll
she
say
locks
baby.
everything.
Yeah, I lock everything.
Yeah.
Wheel lock, disc lock, gear lock, you name it.
Yeah,
Although she did leave the house today without her keys.
I did. It works out the keys, and then you brought them to me, and then I
She
walked
left
up
them
the
in the car.
mountain anyway. I walked up the mountain and left them in the pannier.
So anyone could have.
Oh
had the
shit! I
bike.
shouldn't say that.
Yeah.
Normally, I lock everything.
Jack, how about you?
I do. I lock my helmet and camera gear and stuff in the tour pack when I go inside anywhere. Unless myself and Miss HDR are together, we just hang them on the handlebars.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since I got the electronic alarm thing with the fob, I don't lock the bike anymore.
I'm a lot like Caroline. I like to see the bike if I'm going in somewhere to eat. And if I'm going to be in, if I can't see it, I am going to lock it up. And if I go into a gas station, I'm always taking the key fob in with me.
I think sometimes depends on, kind of where I'm at. I mean, if it's a short in and out, I probably won't. But if I'm going out to eat, I think same with you guys. You try to watch it. But if not, sometimes I lock it. I mean, it's not every single time.
Hey, where's Jack?
I think he went to take a leak. Let's see if we could hear it. Crank up the volume.
It's the best he's looked all night.
Well, we'll skip Jack. We'll go to this next. Have you guys ever hitchhiked before?
I have when I was 16 in Ireland. It was a long walk back from the pub, so I hitchhiked. It's a bit naughty, isn't it? But I was only 16, so yeah.
No.
Go.
I grew up in South Africa. You wouldn't hitchhike there. So.
Yeah.
Bob, how about you?
No, but do you notice over the last 20 years, you hardly ever see anybody hitchhiking? When I was a kid, you used to see it all the time. But
Well, it's because it's got such a bad rap. Everyone basically dies now. That's what they say. If you hitchhike,
Yeah.
it's not necessarily.
welcome back, Jack.
Yeah, my cat keeps trying to come in my new office space. I have to keep chasing him out because he starts meowing, and
Yeah, I'm sure that was it.
he keeps licking his ears. And
Did you talk to him about the kinky things?
I did. I asked. He said, "Colin taught me everything I know." I was like, "What the hell does that mean?" So
There is a question, Colin, for you. Is do you know what demonetization means? Question mark.
I do. Obviously, I didn't listen too well, did I? We don't normally monetize these guys anyway. So
Yeah, we don't.
These are,
yeah, we don't monetize these.
Yeah, we don't monetize them. Okay, so to answer the question, no, I've actually never hitchhiked before. But I have picked up a hitchhiker. I had picked up somebody when I was much younger. It was in a college town, and you could tell they needed some help, so I helped a brother out.
And then you married her. You are such a sweet man.
I said brother. I didn't say sister.
So you married him.
Isn't that just as dangerous? Picking somebody up instead of
No, dude. I'm a big guy, and this
Hey, but
guy.
you know why there's no hitchhikers nowadays, guys? Come on. They just get on their smartphone and call Uber. I mean, it's simple.
They're still around. I still
That's
see
true.
them. Last question of the night, guys. On Halloween, do you give out king size or fun size candy, you cheap bastards? What are
Okay,
you?
guys, what would you say if we told you we don't give out anything? Because
We-
in 14 years of living here, we have never had one trick-or-treater. Not one.
No,
Not
Well,
one.
that's why you don't give anything out then. That makes sense.
Yeah, you got a bad rap.
So no.
Cheap ass people.
It's hard.
What was that? Tell me.
nothing. All right.
That's mean. What did you
Colin's
say?
being rude.
I don't mind. Tell me.
We just give it to the kids. To be fair, king size. There you go.
It's not as big a thing here. I mean,
Yeah.
it's getting there.
It's getting there, but what you tend to find is that it's just anyone walking around with a plastic bag over their head asking for sweets.
Not over the head.
Well, it's true.
Here's my costume.
But it's
They
true.
wouldn't last.
That's the Ohio State Buckeye fans that do that.
Oh,
Yeah, Dad and Matt said the same thing. There's not a lot over there. Halloween isn't as big, right?
It isn't as, I think it won't be big at all this year, but yeah, so it's not. No, it's not that big.
Well,
Jack, how about you?
We don't give away the king size or the fun size. We give away the normal size. So this is a trick question. But anyway, other than that, to the parents that come around, we give what's called mini beers out. So we make shot glasses and we hold them on the porch. Because walking around with your kid is a pain in the ears, and it could be rainy or so. We give alcohol away to the parents.
Did you just say arse?
Arse.
Yeah,
I'm proud of you.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
I'm learning.
anonymous biker says he's going to come trick and treat at our house.
Okay.
Do it. Come on, all the way to Sheffield.
I'll keep the sweets in my fanny pack.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Get out.
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Yeah, let's.
Guys.
How about you, Bob?
You know what? Halloween's my favorite time of the year because when I was a kid, my dad was a manager for a magazine called Red Book Magazine, and we used to get not cartoons, but comic books. So we would get like 500 comic books delivered to our house 3 days before Halloween. Wow. And for years, we'd give out comic books. So we were the comic book house. So I would tell you, though, I'm like Jack, we give probably somewhere in the middle.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
I noticed when I was a kid, I was like the worst when you get those little bite-sized ones. So it's like when I get older, I'm gonna always take care of the kids around here. So I do king size.
You didn't know it'd be $42 a candy bar, though, did you?
No, it's a little expensive, but we don't have a ton. But Jack, to kind of like your point, when my kids are a little bit older now, but when they were younger, we do trick or beer. Yeah. So instead of trick or treat, we do trick or beer. We do that on every house. We'd stop and then drink a beer. And then by the time we got back, we were shit faced. But it was the best Halloween ever.
Now, Arthur called mini beers. It's sweet liqueur, right? Sweet liqueur, and you put a little bit of heavy whipping cream on the top. So it looks like a beer with a head on it, but it's actually a shot.
I think our guests are petrified that you're giving kids alcohol on Halloween. You guys.
No, not to the kids, to the adults.
Not the kids.
Okay, I got it.
Oh no!
England, it's fine.
The kids are expecting the booze.
Yeah.
We need the booze because of the kids.
For the last question, I think Toby Northern asked for Bunny King. Do you guys have any plans for a U.S. trip?
Yes, we do.
We would love to.
For riding, yes, for riding.
We do, especially because during lockdown, I know we've told you, Colin, is that we've discovered that Brian's got a full biological brother out in New Hampshire. And so we've only known about it for a few months, and it's very exciting, and we can't wait to get over.
Yeah. So yeah, we'd love to. It's one of my dreams. Have always been to do the Route 66 on a Harley, but it's sort of progressed from there. I believe there's better rides to do. Just listening to you guys, Tail of the Dragon and all this time, I'd love to do those.
It does scare me a little bit because I follow a lot of lady biker groups, and the American women all talk about packing, like as in their guns.
Do you have to carry a gun?
No.
You don't have to.
Most places you do have to carry a 12 gauge on your bike just in case.
No.
When you hunt it.
Ignore him.
Ignore him.
I'll do I'll do that one.
You don't have to. That's a right that you have.
Some people carry.
Yeah.
But not everybody. Some people.
One person is group carries. If you can figure it out, good for you. I don't have a pistol, so it leaves me out. I carried a slingshot once. I think that's scary enough.
Well, I thought so, didn't he?
Hey, you too. I really appreciate you guys joining us tonight. We've had a blast just, chatting with you guys, especially around the fannies. Could talk all day about that. But I do appreciate you too. So I'll give you guys, do you have any final words that you want to say, promote anything before we sign off? So we'll start off with you two down there.
We didn't hear a word you said there, I'm afraid. So it all broke up.
I said, do you have any parting words, and do you have anything to promote, talk about your channel or anything before we head off for the night?
No, I mean,
I've just enjoyed this. It's been great. Thanks very much for having us on here.
We're just continuing to do the tour videos, and then we're doing local videos, and
we're having fun. And if you guys want to watch and join us, then you're more welcome to. So it's been great.
Yes,
we really appreciate you guys taking the time. I know it's 11 o'clock or actually midnight in England now, because you guys are 5 hours ahead of us. We appreciate the late night, you guys staying up with us tonight. And so a lot of people were asking some good questions from you, and we do appreciate it. Jack, how about you?
Hey, first I want to say thanks to both of you. I appreciate you being here, Miss Bunny and Mr. King. I know I made jokes about that, but we're okay. If you watch this show long enough, you'll know that
Lord.
of the way I just go to the kind of the left. I just dump it over right. Other than that, though, but we do appreciate having you on. I do want to say thank you to Mike Bodean for the super chat. I see you threw the $10 in there. We appreciate that, and that's all coming back to everybody. As soon as we have enough money to buy you a Harley, we are going to give a Harley away on this channel. So keep watching. Tell your friends. Tell your relatives.
Yes, thank you for calling out Mike on that. I appreciate that.
Yeah, we appreciate you too. So there was one other thing on here, but I don't see it. It's not jumping. Oh, somebody said, Mr. Cranky Old Guy, he said, HDR, don't scare them away. I'm just joking, guys. We don't carry shit in America except petrol in our tanks and a little gas in our airs. So that's all we carry. So other than that, come over to America, ride with us. 3 of us will ride anywhere, anytime.
Holy shit, HDR is funny tonight.
I just love the language. It had somebody with a new language on here.
Funny, impressive.
Oh, go ahead, Bob. Take it away.
Yeah. Hey, thanks you guys for being on. You did awesome. It was a ton of fun. You know, we only invite people that have great channels and that are good people, and you guys are both of those. So I'd encourage everybody to check out Bunny King Hogs. And Colin, awesome job for hosting tonight. Thank you for that. And I know I'm up to bat next week, so it'll be hard to beat this one.
Again, all 3 of you, thank you so much for joining us. And side chat, guys, great turnout tonight. A lot of good questions. Appreciate the super chats. And as always, we could not do this without all of you people in the side chat support. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Until next week, guys, have a great night. Enjoy your Sunday.